Chrissy. Now, this is a lovely, fresh-faced Sunday morning vibe for this Test the Trend. It's a particularly special one. As you know, as a positive psychologist, one of the things that I absolutely advocate and love is any form of what I call a complementary therapy. Now, what I mean by that is all of the work that you're doing with the medical professionals, all the counselling, all the support you're getting there is really important, and that is essential to our well-being should you be undergoing any form of treatment. But what can actually help us and help us be able to continue that excellent work after we finish treatment is what's known as complementary therapies. And these are things that boost our energy and boost our vibe, that run alongside that particular treatment that you're undergoing. And one example of this is flower essence. And I have the absolute pleasure of interviewing Saskia, who is an award-winning essence creator. And what she talks about is using the essence, the vibe of the flower, in order to raise our own energy, raise our own focus. And this is done very much like the Bach rescue remedy in little essence bottles. And if you order them from her, they come beautifully packaged and they arrive with an instruction booklet. They explain all of the ingredients. The ingredients are also on the side, so you can always double check for any allergies or anything like that. But if you are concerned at all, do speak to Saskia herself, because she's always easy to talk to and she will be able to advise you further. Now, these essences in particular are absolutely fine to have around cats and dogs. And as you can see in the background, we've got Tina there. It's looking out of the window. And this week I'm going to try these out and of course interview the wonderful Saskia. I am going to today, I've got Calm and Confident, and I've got Focus, Energize and Create. And as I said, Sunday morning, I'm going to use the Focus, Energize and Create. Now, if you look at the instructions, all you need to do is you open the bottle, you use the pipette, get a few drops of the essence, and you drop about 7 to 10 drops under your tongue, which I'm going to do now. Now, the essences do begin working quite soon, and you can also combine essences. So for the time being, I am going to introduce the wonderful Saskia. We're going to learn a lot more about Essence Awareness Week, as well as what these essences can really do for you. And I will check back as well to talk about how they work for me. Welcome to the Chrissy B Show, Saskia.
Thank you. It's great to be here. Although sitting in my sitting room, it doesn't really feel like I'm here, but hey.
I know, it's the way we're doing things right now, isn't it? Now, something very special has been going on very recently, and this is Flower Essence Awareness Week. Could you introduce that to us and tell us a little bit more about it, please?
Yeah, well, it's an annual thing that's been set up by the British Flower and Vibrational Essence Association, BFVEA. And they do it every year. Usually it's in September, which is when Edward Bach, the founder of the flower essences, modern flower essences, was birthday. But this year, for whatever reason, it didn't happen, lockdown probably. And so they thought, well, we need to do it sometime. And February is miserable anyway, so we'll do it, and it's the spring beginning and it's in bulk and those kind of things. So they thought they'd do it this week. And basically it's, awareness. It's we've been able to connect with, other practitioners, and it's kind of really good focus for the flower essence community, which is getting bigger.
What are some of the key benefits of using flower essences?
Well, usually essences are for emotional and behavioural issues. They don't immediately hit physical issues. However, there's much more awareness now that how we are emotionally affects how we are physically, and that stress and all these kind of things can lead to quite serious physical problems. So what they're really useful for is shifting behaviour patterns and unlearning issues. So usually people come across essences when they are in crisis. They might have had, a breakdown, or they might be really depressed, or their husband might have died, or a crisis occurred, or just life has just got too much and they need help. And then once they've realised how amazing essences are, then they're often used for self-development work. So you kind of working, once you've kind of cleared that crisis and got over it and go, okay, I'm better now, they're very useful for unlearning those things that you don't want in your life anymore. At one time you had to behave in a certain way. That might be how you were brought up in your family, or a relationship issue or something like that. But they're really good for unlearning those patterns that aren't needed anymore. Yeah, so that's kind of what they would be used for.
I really connect with that. Unlearning old habits, especially ones that don't serve you very well, is exactly what my work focuses on. And right now, of course, we are having to get used to a lot of very new behaviours. There's a lot of sadness. There's a lot of crisis. How can flower essences help us, especially at this time?
Well, with the essences, there's basically a flower for every emotion. It's like there's the Bach flower essences. There's 38 of those. In my range, there's 46, and there's essence producers worldwide who are making flowers for different things. So basically, you need to look at the issue that you're suffering with, and then find the flower or combination that would help with that. Combinations are easier to start with often, because you can kind of go, okay, I'm feeling anxious, or I'm feeling stressed, or I'm feeling worried, or I can't sleep, those kind of issues, and then you can find your essence for that. So at the moment, there's we're all suffering, even those who have got support, and compared to most, I'm really, really lucky, but still I'm like, feel a bit awkward having a conversation with someone in the street, or that kind of nervousness about getting close to someone again. And I think as we are allowed out again, that's going to be worse. Those issues in our safe little bubbles at home that we can control to some extent. When we go out and meet people with their issues, or our nervousness is about them, we're going to really, essences are just fabulous for making you feel calmer, helping you to know that how your behaviour is relevant or not, or they can bring you back to a point where you're reacting to something in proportion to what the issue is.
Well, you very kindly sent me both Focus, Energy and Create and Calm and Confident. And I know our viewers saw me take the Focus, Energy, Create, and I was going to give a little bit of live feedback on it. I found it did perk me up, but I really recognised the benefits the next day. Now, one thing I haven't been able to do for a long time, at least about a month in lockdown, is I've been running in the morning, but I've not been able to do a full 5K completely running. And actually, the morning after I took this, we're talking 6:30 a.m., I was there and I was feeling it, and I was feeling great. And what I really loved about what you were saying was that if it can just enhance those lovely calm moments, or it can enhance our energy just for that moment, so we can enjoy that win or that achievement or that thing that we do that little bit longer. That's so important for us right now. Anything that we can savor, any little win that we can focus on is incredibly important. So where can we reach you and get hold of some of these amazing essences?
Online is the best way. We do have some suppliers, mostly local to where I am, which is in Somerset, but online's much easiest.
Fabulous. And this is www.saskiasfloweressences.com, and your whole range, I'm seeing the range behind you, that's all available online.
Yeah, and then our whole range of single essences and various other things you'll find there as well. Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time, Saskia. It's been a real pleasure vibing with you.
Very nice to meet you.